Welcome to Same Spit, Different Face TV. Well, my opinions is facts, and if you don't like my opinions, you can start your own podcast. And it's free. So don't forget to spit on the like button, the subscribe button, and the notification.
Now, Spit Squad, Young Thug father called T.I. a clout chaser. And it's not a clout chaser, right? You have to remember that T.I. gave Young Thug one of his first hit songs, If It Ain't About the Money. Before that, I didn't know who Young Thug was. Of course, some people knew who he was in Atlanta. Maybe a few people knew him in New York, but that took him to a worldwide level. Ain't About the Money went everywhere. So why would T.I. have to clout chase off him? One thing y'all have to remember, if I'm not mistaken, T.I. is still on federal parole. If I'm not mistaken. So you asking T.I. to speak out against the feds, you asking him to speak out against the injustice, you not taking into account what's going on in his life and what other things he could have hanging over his head. It's not worth it in order to go back down the road with them people. People who been into it with the feds, and when I say been into it with the feds, then had the feds throw a case on them or come get them or whatever you want to call it. Question. It's a scary situation. T.I. has a family. T.I. trying to be comedy. T.I. is a friendly guy now, and I don't think it's on him to have to stand up. It's a lot of guys who didn't stand up for Young Thug when the feds came. If his father want to be honest, it's a lot of guys who didn't step in and say, oh, I have to speak up for what's going on. It's a lot of guys who didn't come to Young Thug aid and say free Young Thug. So he can't just single out T.I. If Young Thug went to see T.I., it's for a reason. And he don't know what Young Thug was doing behind the scenes. I mean, Young Thug father don't know what T.I. was doing behind the scenes. T.I. could have been giving Young Thug money. He could have been passing money on to the lawyer just like Drake was. It's a lot of things that T.I. could have been doing, whereas if he would have publicly spoke out, the feds would have probably started looking into him and could have brought a stop to whatever help he could have been doing behind the scenes. I think Young Thug father, and I know Young Thug love his father, but I think Young Thug father need to speak on his own business and let his son enjoy his freedom and let his son move how he want. Now, his son, Lil Baby, called Gunna a snitch. Young Thug came out and said, whatever Wham say, go. So that basically confirms that Gunna is a snitch. And then Young Thug father come out and say, nah, Gunna cool, Gunna this, Gunna that. But Young Thug has been out and he hasn't been seen with Gunna yet. So my purpose of everything is he only wants to be able to speak with Gunna to get the money right. Whatever contractual obligations they have, and Young Thug probably not finna let him out his contract without him having to pay millions upon millions to get out of it. But anyway, man, I think Young Thug father, I don't want to call him a clout chaser, man, because maybe he do have his son best interest in mind, but he can't say if your son decide to go and hang with Young Thug and be cool with him, you can't out that and say he wrong. Check out my original Chicago hood movie in the end screen, No Time to Play Fair.